People lie with their mouths, but their eyes betray them. Every single day you walk among masks. They smile at you, they nod, they greet you. But behind that thin layer of politeness, there are knives being sharpened. A smile can be a dagger. A handshake can be a trap. A compliment can be a chain tightening around your neck. You think you know them? You don't. You only know the role they want you to believe. This world is not a stage. It's a battlefield. And on this battlefield, every man, every woman wears armor made of deception. They hide weakness behind arrogance. They hide envy behind laughter. They hide hate behind friendship. And if you can't see past the mask, you will be destroyed by the game you don't even know you're playing. But here's the truth they don't want you to realize. Every mask leaks. Every lie cracks. Every false gesture slips. The eyes twitch. The voice trembles. The body betrays what the tongue tries to bury. And if you can read it, if you can see it before anyone else, you hold invisible power. Power to know who fears you. Power to know who envies you. Power to know who will betray you before the blade even touches your back. They will keep lying. They will keep hiding, but you will walk through the crowd like a god among blind men, because while they speak, you already know the truth. I used to be blind. I believed words more than actions. I believed smiles more than silence. And for that weakness I paid in blood. They mocked me. They whispered behind my back. They smiled in my face while sharpening the knife they would soon drive into me. I trusted them. The ones I called brothers. The ones I thought were loyal. But loyalty is a word the weak use to comfort themselves. In truth, every man waits for his moment to betray. I remember the day clearly. The day I found out who they really were. The laughter, the whispers, the looks they thought I couldn't see. I was their joke, their stepping stone, their prey, and I hated myself, not for their betrayal but for my blindness, for not seeing the truth sooner, for thinking masks were faces, for mistaking chains for friendships. The pain carved me open. It stripped me raw. I felt rage burn inside. But rage without understanding is useless. And then, the realization struck. Every word they spoke, every gesture, every silence, it was all there waiting for me to notice. The signs were screaming, but I was deaf. The truth was flashing before me, but I was blind. That day I swore I would never be blind again. Never again fooled by empty smiles. Never again disarmed by sweet lies. Never again stabbed by a knife I should have seen coming. I trained my eyes to pierce through masks. I trained my mind to hear what was not spoken. I trained my heart to stop craving their approval, and now, when I look at them, I don't see friends. I don't see enemies. I see souls, open books, every twitch, every blink, every hesitation. It tells me who they are, and I smile. Not because I trust, but because I already know. This is not just my story. It is yours too. You've been mocked. You've been underestimated. You've been betrayed by people who swore loyalty, and deep down, you know the same truth. The world is full of masks. The only way to survive, the only way to win, is to tear them off before they tear you apart. So hear me now. Don't wait for the blade. Don't wait for the laughter. Don't wait for the betrayal to wake you up. Open your eyes. Read them before they destroy you, because once you see the truth, you can never be their victim again. Repeat these words after me. Let them burn into your mind. Let them carve themselves into your soul. I see what they hide. I read what they fear. I know what they want. This is not a quote. This is an oath. The line that separates the blind from the awakened. When you say it, you are no longer a victim. You are no longer deceived. You are no longer the prey they laugh at in the shadows. You become the watcher, the reader of souls, the one who cannot be fooled. Say it again. I see what they hide. I read what they fear. I know what they want. Write it below. Burn it into your mind. This is your oath of vision. Number 1. The eyes never lie. They can move their lips, shape their words, craft a perfect lie. but their eyes will always betray them. The eyes are windows, no, they are traitors. Micro-expressions flicker for less than a second, but in that second the truth escapes. Rage hidden under a smile. Fear concealed beneath confidence. Envy cloaked in laughter. You cannot rehearse your eyes. You cannot fake your pupils. They shrink, they widen, they dart. And in those movements, the soul screams. When someone is lying, their eyes betray hesitation. When someone feels guilt, their blink rate shifts. When someone fears exposure, their pupils shrink. The clever will deny with their mouth, but the eye never lies, and once you learn to read them, no mask can stand in front of you. Remember this. Words deceive, eyes reveal. A man's truth is not in his voice. It is in the silent flicker of his gaze. Micro-action. From today, stop listening first. Start watching. Next time someone speaks to you, look at their eyes, not their words. Number 2. The voice betrays control. Dominance is not in what they say. It's in how they say it. The voice is a battlefield of slips, cracks, and tremors. Every pause, every hesitation, every sudden rise or fall. It reveals the truth they are desperate to bury. A liar speaks too fast, as if running from their own words. A weak man softens his tone, seeking approval like a beggar at a gate. But a dominant soul, his voice is steady, measured, unshaken. The tongue can twist words, but the throat cannot disguise fear. You will hear it, the slight quiver, the breath that breaks, the pause that lingers too long. When power shifts, the voice cracks first. When deception spreads, the voice trembles. When dominance rises, the voice cuts like steel. Do not be fooled by polished speeches. Listen to the rhythm, the pauses, the tremors, because control cannot be faked. It either bleeds through the voice, or it collapses in silence. Micro-action. Tonight, when you speak with someone, close your eyes. Stop listening to their words, listen to their tone. That's where their truth hides. Number 3, the feet tell secrets. The mouth lies. The hands deceive. Even the eyes can be trained. But the feet are honest traitors. Why? Because nobody thinks about them. Nobody rehearses them. Nobody controls them when the mask is on. A person leaning toward you is pulled by interest. A person's feet pointing away is screaming to escape. Watch closely, because the truth begins at the ground. When fear rises, the feet shuffle. When anxiety burns, the heel taps. When guilt strikes, the legs fidget. You don't need them to speak. Their body already confessed. And by the time their lips open, you already know their intent. Most look at the face, but the masters of power, they look at the stance, the foundation, the direction of the feet, because no matter how carefully they disguise their words, the body betrays their loyalty every single time. Micro-action. Next conversation, glance down. Ignore the smile. Ignore the words. Watch the feet. They'll tell you if the soul wants to stay or run. Number 4, watch the silence. Words are distractions. Words are noise, but silence is revelation. What someone avoids saying is louder than every speech they prepare. Ask a question and watch the pause. The hesitation, the void. It is in that silence that the truth trembles. When they dodge, they expose fear. When they pause too long, they bleed guilt. When they speak endlessly, they're drowning in lies. The clever will twist sentences. The charming will spin stories. But silence cannot be painted. It cannot be faked. It is the shadow where their secrets hide. The weak fear silence, so they rush to fill it. The guilty stumble in silence, their mind scrambling to cover the cracks. The powerful, they wield silence as a weapon, because silence makes others reveal themselves. Listen to what is not said. That is where the hidden dagger lies. Micro-action. In your next interaction, don't rush to speak. Ask. Wait. And when silence comes, study it. Because in that void, their truth is screaming. Number 5. The fake smile trap. A smile is the oldest disguise in history. But the truth, most smiles are masks, painted to manipulate, not to connect. A genuine smile lifts the eyes. It wrinkles the corners. It glows in the soul. But a fake smile, it's tight. It's forced. The mouth stretches, but the eyes stay dead. They smile to sell. They smile to seduce. They smile to deceive, and if you can't tell the difference, you will bleed for their performance. Understand this. A fake smile is not just a lie, it's a trap. A weapon of influence used to disarm you. But once you see it, once you notice the deadness in the eyes, you strip them of their power. Because now you know. Their warmth is hollow. Their kindness is theater. Their mask is slipping. Micro-action. Next time someone smiles at you, don't look at the lips. Look at the eyes. If they shine, trust. If they don't, guard yourself. Number 6. The mirroring game. Power speaks without words. One of its greatest signals? Mirroring. The weak copy the strong. The desperate mimic the admired. The hungry echo the dominant, hoping for approval. Watch carefully. Do they sip when you sip? Do they lean when you lean? Do they echo your rhythm, your gestures, your tone? If yes, you already hold the leash, but flip the game. Sometimes they mirror you to seize control. They test if you'll bend, if you'll unconsciously follow their lead. Mirroring is a duel of dominance. The one who sets the rhythm rules. The one who copies, submits. The crowd calls it rapport. But in truth, it's warfare of influence. Masters know mirroring isn't kindness. It's hierarchy. It reveals who craves and who commands. Micro-action. In your next interaction, shift your posture. Cross your arms. See if they follow. If they do, you're the one in control. If you find yourself copying them, ask yourself, who really holds the power here? Number 7. The blink of guilt. The eyes are traitors. They betray faster than the tongue ever could. When a lie slips from the mouth, the body rebels. And the first rebellion? The blink. Watch carefully. A sudden rapid flutter, a delayed frozen stare, or a nervous glance away, as if the truth burns too bright to face. Liars can craft stories. They can train their tone, but they cannot silence their biology. The blink of guilt is the soul screaming, I'm hiding something. Understand this, it is not always about frequency. It is about the shift, the pattern change. When the rhythm of their eyes breaks, their truth breaks with it. Power comes from noticing. Spot it once and their mask crumbles, because now you know they are not as solid as they pretend. Micro-action. In your next conversation, don't just listen. Lock onto their eyes. Notice the shift in blinking. That's not fatigue. That's confession. Number 8. The hands of truth. Hands are the unconscious messengers of the mind. They reveal what the tongue hides. When someone feels exposed, their hands betray them. Fidgeting, clenching, covering the mouth, scratching the neck, or hiding in pockets, as if the truth can be buried in silence. A liar's words are polished, but their hands shake with unease. Their fingers drum with impatience. Their palms sweat with fear. Understand this, the hands are primal. Before we spoke, we gestured, and that language never dies. You can fake a smile. You can rehearse a speech. But your hands, they will reveal the storm. The wise do not just listen to voices. They watch hands like a hawk, because hands speak a dialect of truth, impossible to silence. Micro-action. Next time you doubt someone's words, don't stare at their lips. Watch their hands. Count the fidgets. Trace the tension. Their silence is screaming. Number 9. The proximity rule. Power is not only spoken, it is measured in inches, in steps, in who dares to enter your space. and who retreats. The confident lean forward. They claim territory with their bodies. They shorten the distance to dominate. The weak, they shrink back, they fold. They surrender space like conquered land. Understand this. Every step toward you is a statement. Every step away is an admission. Proximity is the battlefield of psychology. Even silence becomes heavy when someone is too close. Even words become hollow when someone stands too far. Machiavelli understood it. Control the space, and you control the game. The question is simple. Who moves closer to you? Who keeps their distance? That is the map of hidden power. Micro-action. In your next encounter, don't just listen to their words. Measure the distance. Step closer, see if they retreat. You'll know instantly who bows and who dares to fight. Number 10. The contradiction. Test words are cheap. Actions cost. Anyone can promise loyalty. Anyone can swear they care. But watch closely. Does their behavior echo their claim, or fracture it? The liar says, "I'm not angry." Yet their fists tighten. Their jaw clenches. Their voice sharpens. The traitor says, "I'll stand with you." Yet when the storm arrives, they vanish. Understand this. Truth lives in alignment. When words and actions split, deception is born. The contradiction test is the ultimate X-ray. It exposes the hollow men, the actors, the ones who cloak betrayal in silk words, and once you see the cracks, you can decide, will you call them out, or will you weaponize their weakness? Because knowledge of deception is already power. Micro-action. Today, test someone's words. Match their promises against their behavior. Notice the cracks. Where there is contradiction, there is manipulation. Number 11. Anger reveal. Rage is loud, but truth is louder. When someone explodes, they believe they're showing strength. But anger is never power, it is exposure. The mask slips. The hidden wound bleeds. The weakness they tried to bury erupts for all to see. Machiavelli wrote, "He who cannot master himself cannot master others." And anger is the ultimate betrayal. A confession without words. The furious boss, afraid of losing authority. The jealous friend, afraid of being replaced. The lover who shouts, afraid of being abandoned. Rage always has a root, and if you see it, you control it. The trick is simple. Do not fight their fire. Let it burn. Stand still while they reveal themselves. Every scream is a map to their weakness. Micro-action. Next time someone shouts, don't react. Don't mirror. Just observe. Ask yourself, what fear are they trying to hide? Because once you know the fear, you own the battlefield. Number 12. Flattery poison. Compliments, sweet words, soft smiles, but behind some of them, fangs. Not every "you're amazing" is pure. Some are bait, a weapon of influence, a leash disguised as kindness. The manipulator flatters to lower your guard. The seducer praises to make you bend. The rival smiles to make you underestimate them. Understand this. Genuine respect doesn't need sugar. It's steady. It's balanced. It doesn't rush to seduce. But poisoned flattery, it feels too eager, too polished, too much. Machiavelli warned princes never to be blinded by praise, because praise makes kings stumble, and men fall faster when they think they're adored. So train yourself. When someone showers you with words, ask why. Ask what they gain by making you shine. Micro-action. The next compliment you hear, don't just smile. Dissect it. Is it respect or a hook? Because not every gift is meant to bless you. Some gifts are chains. Number 13. The predator's stare. Predators don't blink first. They don't shift. They don't look away. The eyes are dominance in its purest form. In every tribe, every battlefield, every boardroom, the one who holds the stare holds the throne. A child looks down before the father. The servant drops his gaze before the master. The weak bow their eyes before the strong, and so it is even now. When someone locks eyes with you, it's not just a glance. It's a silent duel, a test of willpower. Break first, and you've surrendered. Hold steady, and you declare, I am not prey. I am the hunter. Machiavelli knew it. Fear begins in the eyes. Respect is born there too. But beware, not every stare is power. Some are desperate attempts to look strong. You'll know the difference. A real predator is calm. A fake one twitches. Micro-action. In your next conversation, practice holding eye contact a breath longer than the other person. Do not flinch. Do not blink away. Win the silent duel. Power speaks through the eyes, long before the tongue can lie. Number 14, the pattern breaker. People rehearse their masks. They plan their words. They polish their lies, but there is one weapon that rips the mask away. The pattern breaker. When you act outside expectation, their brain stalls. The script they rehearsed collapses, and in that tiny moment of chaos, their raw self leaks out. Ask the liar a question they never prepared for. Change the subject suddenly, then snap back. Give them silence when they expect comfort. Laugh when they expect fear. This shock cracks them open. They reveal what they tried to hide. A twitch, a stumble, a truth they never meant to give you. Machiavelli's wisdom. Control the frame. Never let them feel safe in their performance. Shake their rhythm and watch their soul spill. Micro-action. Next time you suspect someone's hiding, break their script. Interrupt. Ask the question they prayed you wouldn't. Change the pace. And in the flicker of confusion, you'll see the truth behind the mask. They thought you would always be blind. They thought you would stumble in the dark, trusting every smile, believing every promise, falling for every mask. But now, you hold the torch, and the shadows cannot hide from you anymore. While they scramble to deceive, you see through their trembling hands. While they sharpen their lies, you hear the crack in their voice. While they smirk with their polished masks, you notice the flicker in their eyes. You are no longer fooled. You are no longer prey. You are the storm they never saw coming. Do you feel it? The shift inside your chest? The weight of weakness melting away? The fire of clarity burning brighter? This is the rebirth, not of innocence, but of ruthless perception. Most live as sheep, blind, trusting, oblivious to the predators around them. But you are no sheep. You are the wolf that sees through wool and shadow. You are the hawk that notices the trembling of a mouse a mile away. You are the judge who already knows the verdict before the liar opens his mouth. Every betrayal that broke you, every deception that scarred you was fuel for this transformation. And now, when they stand before you, they will feel it, that invisible power radiating from your silence, that unshakable confidence in your stare, that ruthless awareness in your smile. They won't know why, but they will hesitate. They will stumble, because deep inside, they will know you see through them. This is your armor, not steel, not stone, but perception, the kind of armor that no sword can pierce. Because deception dies the moment you touch it with awareness. And the oath you carry, it will echo in every interaction. I see what they hide. I read what they fear. I know what they want. Repeat it again. Say it with conviction. Let it carve itself into your blood. I see what they hide. I read what they fear. I know what they want. Because this is not just a mantra. This is the weapon, the key, the transformation. While they hide in shadows, you hold the torch. While they stumble in lies, you walk in truth. While they pretend to be strong, you stand unshakable, untouchable, unstoppable. And from this moment on, you will never be blind again. You are a reader of souls, the storm at the edge of their vision. The truth they prayed would never be exposed, and when they meet your eyes, they will know. They will know the game is already lost. Say it with me. Say it until it burns into your bones. I see what they hide. I read what they fear. I know what they want. Again, louder in your chest this time. I see what they hide. I read what they fear. I know what they want. This is not just a line. It is an oath, a declaration, the mark that separates the blind from the awakened. You, yes, you, have crossed the threshold. You are no longer the one who gets played. You are no longer the victim of masks, lies, or betrayal. You are the one who sees, the one who knows, the one who cannot be deceived. If you accept this oath, type it below. Let the world know you are awake. Let them know you no longer kneel, no longer beg, no longer believe in painted smiles. This is your initiation. Your proof that you stand apart, that you are ready to carry the torch of vision into a world drowning in shadows. Join the brotherhood of watchers, manipulators, and power seekers. Subscribe, stay, sharpen your mind with every truth we carve into steel. Because this is not entertainment. This is transformation, and remember this as you walk into tomorrow. They will speak. They will laugh. They will flatter. They will lie. But you will already know, and that is power. That is freedom. That is the gift of vision. I see what they hide. I read what they fear. I know what they want. Write it. Own it. Live it. Because while they speak, you will already know the truth.